This episode is brought to you by John Blake Sales Breakthrough Solutions, helping you to at least double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients.
Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 157, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 most crucial mistakes that you need to avoid when you hire a salesperson so that you can avoid hiring a dud salesperson. This happens a lot. And so I think you're going to get a lot out of this, especially if you're looking to scale your sales team, if you're looking to grow, hire more salespeople. We'll talk more about this in a minute. If you have, in the meantime, got sales in your proposal sent column, if you've got people that you've spoken to who haven't bought yet, but you made an offer to them and you want to convert more of those people into paying clients, I want you to head over to johnblakeaudio.com, and what you will find there is a training that I created specifically for people who want to convert more of the sales that they haven't converted yet, but they've made offers to those people. They've sent them proposals, they've sent them quotes, but they haven't bought yet. This is exactly what you need to do over a 6-week period, exactly when to call, exactly what to say when you call, exactly what to say if you get voicemail, exactly what to say in your emails, exactly when to email over a 6-week period. This process I developed myself out of necessity a few years ago when the leads that I was working with were not in abundance, if you know what I mean. So it'll absolutely work for you. You'll get the exact word-for-word scripts. You get the exact word-for-word email templates. It is at johnblakeaudio.com. Go and grab it, use it, put it into practice. The best thing about it is that once you've got it, it's systemized. You can teach it to somebody else and they will get the same results so that you don't have to do it. Put it into practice in your business. If you do it consistently, you will increase your sales without really having to do that much at all, right? This is just following up people who have said that they're interested, but they just haven't bought yet. So it's over at johnblakeaudio.com. Go grab that and put it into practice. Let me know how you go. Okay, so the 5 keys to avoid hiring a dud salesperson. So a couple of things to consider here. In particular, the fact that this happens, right? It happens a lot. So here's the reason that I created this. I actually turned this into a training recently. But the reason that it came about is that I get this all the time. So I will get a business owner that will contact me and they'll say, oh, like I've just had the biggest nightmare. I've just had the biggest hiring nightmare. And I go, what's happened? And they go, well, like I hired this guy, I've been doing all the sales myself, and I hired this guy, and I put him on, paid him $100,000, plus super, plus a car, plus a phone, all the pluses. And it's been 12 months' time, and he hasn't made one sale. And it's like, whoa, and it's soul destroying. It's soul destroying for the salesperson. It's soul destroying for the business owner. It leaves a $100,000 hole in their profitability. So it's not just a setback, it's like 2 or 3 steps back. And this happened once or twice and I was like, yeah, okay. But then it started happening all the time. I would talk to people and they would go, oh, just hired this guy and he hasn't sold anything. And I paid, the last guy that mentioned that to me, he like paid this guy $160,000. Hadn't sold one, excuse me, hadn't sold one thing. Not one thing in 12 months' time. So this is how you can avoid doing that. Okay, this is how you can avoid. So why does it happen in the first place? Well, in most cases, most businesses they don't have a training problem. They have a recruiting problem. They have a recruiting problem. And so because of that, you get this situation where you've got the wrong people on the bus to start off with, right? So what do? Well, we need to select better. We need to be a lot more thoughtful and put a way better foundation in place in order for us to get a good person to begin with. But we'll go more into that in a sec. Just because somebody hires well, right? Just because somebody is great in an interview, it does not mean that they will be a good salesperson, right? There are a lot of other aspects and things that you need to consider. Often, business owners have really fuzzy expectations. They don't have really clear performance expectations, and they don't really have a really good path that they can put somebody on that has the highest possibility of this particular person, getting really good success. And the normal hiring process, right? So if you use the same hiring process that you use for a normal employee, it doesn't work, right? It just doesn't work. You can't use the same philosophy that you've used to hire your admin person and your warehouse person and your marketing person. You can't use the same approach and the philosophy to hire a salesperson. It has to be different. It really does have to be different. And as I said, you can easily waste a year and $100,000 and leave a huge hole in your profitability and put your growth plans, back significantly. And like I said, it's not one step back. It's like 2 or 3, because it's a hit to your confidence, it's a hit to your profitability, and it can really stop businesses from growing. And it's I've seen too much of it, and that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to put this out there. So what are some of the things that you can do? Well, one of the things you can do is to create a funnel that is specific for salespeople, right? So I have a couple of clients I'm working with at the moment where we are creating a hiring funnel. It's like a marketing funnel, but it's a lot of the principles are exactly the same, which we'll go into in a sec. So it needs to be specific for hiring a salesperson. You need to have total clarity on what the hiring path is, and you need to have total clarity on what the actual induction plan is once you've actually hired them. Because here's what we know. Like, if you get a great salesperson in your business, it can change the game. It really can. It can change the game. So, the 5 principles. Number 1, do it yourself first, right? If you're going to hire someone and you're going to get them to do something and you haven't actually gone out there and sold the thing, and you haven't sold the product, and you haven't sold to the people that you are expecting this person to go and sell to, then if they start coming back to you and saying, oh yeah, I can't, it's really tough out there, they don't want it, we're too expensive, just all the normal excuses. Oh, it's really hard, whatever. If you haven't been out there and done it yourself, you don't know what's possible, right? If you don't know what's possible, then that's why 12 months goes by and we tolerate salespeople that haven't sold anything. It's because we haven't gone out and done it ourselves. If we've gone out and done it ourselves, when they come back to us and they explain to us what's happening out there, we can very quickly tell the difference between total bullshit and what's actually legitimate or accurate in terms of what's actually going on out in the market. Really important distinction. A lot of people who listen to the podcast want to know what we do over at Master Dealmaker Secrets. And effectively what we do is we work with sales professionals and business owners all over the world who are seeing massive increases in their top line sales revenue. So we help business owners and sales professionals to effectively focus on the 3 key drivers to growing sales revenue in your business. The first one is controlling the message that you send out into the marketplace so that potential clients see and hear and read what you do as an opportunity as opposed to your competitors. The second thing that we do is we help you to create a direct path to the 20% of your ideal clients that will deliver 80% of the revenue. So everyone knows the 80-20 rule. We help you to develop a direct path to the 20% of the people that are going to give you 80% of your sales revenue in your business. And the third thing that we allow you to do, that we create a process for, is for you to be able to double the amount of leads that you get that convert into paying clients. So if this is of interest, we do have an application-only process to become involved in this particular program. And to get to there, all you need to do is to go to www.johnblakescall.com. So it's JOHNBLAKESCALL.com, and there's a couple of questions to answer there, and then what you'll do is get on a quick conversation with me, and I can find out a little bit more about what you've got going on in your business and see potentially whether what you are doing would be a fit for what we could help you with. And at that point, I can extend an invitation if it's a fit, and you can make the choice to come on board or not. So that's the opportunity. That would be the next step if you're looking at how you can take things to the next level. If you're enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, if you're getting value from it, I invite you to do that, and I will look forward to talking to you. The website is www.johnblakescall.com. Talk to you soon. Second one, use sales-specific tools. So one of the tools that I help my clients with when they hire salespeople is we have a behavioural profile, which is an incredibly accurate predictor of a potential hire's likelihood of success. So it's a questionnaire that they go through online, and it gives us a really good indicator on whether this person is actually likely to succeed in the role or whether we would be better to actually keep looking. Really important. Develop what we call SITOMs, right? So SITOMs is an acronym. It stands for selection, right? So selecting the right person. It also stands for induction. So, how are we inducting this person? What do we do on the first day? What do we do by the end of the first week? What do we do by the end of the first month? To make sure that we are bringing them on. And one of the best things that you can do for a salesperson when you're hiring them is have a predictable path to them kicking goals and making sales. There's nothing worse than a salesperson who's been in the role for 3 months and still hasn't made a sale. If your salesperson's been in the role for 3 months and they haven't made a sale, either one, you've hired a dud, but like Edward Deming said, 96% of problems that happen in business are systems related. So you haven't created the foundation to choose the right person, and you haven't put the tracks in place to bring that person up to speed where they can actually get a result and start making sales in a predictable time frame. So look, there's so, and the rest of the acronym, so selection, induction, training, and ongoing systems for motivating and managing the performance of that particular person. So, we could, I could do a whole week on SITOMs, but the key thing that I want to really underline here is the selection part. Because if you don't select the right person in the first place, the rest of the systems that I just talked about there, induction, training, ongoing management, and motivation systems, aren't going to matter. So you need to select well. One of the best things that you can do is to create a profile of the person that you want, right? This is very similar to marketing, where you create an avatar for the actual customer that you're looking to attract. Well, this is no different. You are creating the profile of the person that you want to attract. And the fourth thing is write a better ad, right? So write an ad that talks to the profile that you just created, right? So the ad will write itself if you create a good profile of the person that you're looking to attract. And number 5 is don't settle for someone who's average, right? Wait until you get the right person, and never put yourself in a situation where you've got someone leaving and it's going to leave a huge hole in your sales force. Always have what I call the virtual bench. So, as a business owner, and knowing the difference that a fantastic salesperson can make to your team, make it your business to find out who the best people in your industry are and develop relationships with those people. Not because you want to hire them straight away, but because you should make it your business to know who the best people are. And if you've got relationships with those people, when it comes time to hire, you can ring them and say, look, I'm not sure what you're up to, about to put this particular job out there, and just wanted to run it by you to see if that was something that you're interested in. So I hope that helps, and once again, thank you very much for listening to the podcast, and I will talk to you on the next one. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.